Some powerful and super relevant scriptures here in 1 Peter chapter 5. Now, first of all, there's really three tiers of what I want to look at. There's a God who loves us, there's an enemy who hates us, and then there's a whole bunch of humanity like us trying to do the best we can, and kind of like a blind squirrel, every once in a while we find a nut. We've got God helping us, but man, oh man, is the battle real and is the struggle ever real? Now check this out. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5 says this: all of you must dress yourselves in humility. I chose to put on this blue shirt today. I dressed myself in this. All of you must choose to dress yourselves in humility as you relate to one another. Such a relevant topic today. How do we relate to each other? Are we right in what we say, but wrong in how we say it? Let us put humility on and relate to one another. Why? Because God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. God opposes those who in their own strength try to rise up with their argument, with their rightness, with whatever. God opposes them, but he gives grace to those who allow him to be their strength instead of being their own strength. So verse 6 continues, humble yourselves under the mighty power of God. Don't trust in your strength, humble yourselves and trust in his strength at the right time. He will lift you up in honor. So give all your worries, give all your concerns, give all your cares to God. This next phrase is huge. You got to believe this. Give all your worries and cares to God. Why? Because he cares for you. Why does God take your cares and your worries? Because he wants to. You're not a bother. You're not a burden. He doesn't roll his eyes and go, oh my goodness, here he is again. Here she is again. He wants us to need him. Those of us who are parents want our kids to need us. God wants us to recognize our need for him. And why? Because verse 8 continues, stay alert, watch out, there's a great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him. How is the enemy most successful? With our wants, with our needs, with our burdens, with our anxiety, with our depression, with our feelings of being overwhelmed, with looking at November 3rd and going, oh Lord, what's going to happen? All of these things are real with all of us humans trying to make it. But the reality is God says stand against the enemy in all of the battles. Cast your cares and your burdens regularly, constantly even, on him. And that will enable you to stand firm. Remember that there's a family of believers all over the world going through the same kind of suffering you are. We are all going through the same kind of suffering. I would strongly encourage you, have a brother, a sister in the Lord that you totally confide in, so that you can commiserate in your misery, but also co-hope in your hope. Co-hope with brothers and Christ in the goodness of God and in his care for us. And finally, in his kindness, God called us to share his eternal glory by means of Jesus. So after you've suffered for a little while, he's going to restore, support, and strengthen you. Check it out. Restore, support, and strengthen you. And he'll place you on a firm foundation. All power to him forever. I pray that strength for you today. That strength that comes from the Spirit of God inside of you and pushes out the doubt, pushes out the fear, pushes out all of those very real things. And may God provide along your way some co-hopers to hope with you, to help you cast your cares on him. Why? Because he cares for you. He wants to care for you. Let him. Man, do we ever need him. Have a great day. I care for you too.